Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and to my colleague from North Carolina. I appreciate your very kind remarks. I rise today in very strong support of this bill, the Pacific Partnership Act, which aims to broaden and deepen our critical partnerships with our fellow nations of the Pacific. And I do want first to thank my colleague, the Representative Radewagen of American Samoa, and our 24 bipartisan co-sponsors, as well as our House Committee on Foreign Relations, which reported out this bill unanimously. Our country's Indo-Pacific strategy states in no uncertain terms that no region is of more consequence to the world and to everyday Americans than the Indo-Pacific. The United States and our allies and partners around the world who are aligned with an international rules-based order share the common vision of a free and open Indo-Pacific, whose governance, priorities, goals, and prosperity are determined by the countries of the Indo-Pacific without manipulation and dominance by malign actors. This is especially true of the Pacific Islands themselves, in the heart of the Pacific, which today face the challenges of increased natural disasters and human and drug trafficking, economic sustainability, threats to democracy, and more. It is crucial that the United States continue to extend our hand of full partnership in assisting the countries of the Pacific to meet these challenges, as we have for generations. Our bill, H.R. 7159, advances these goals. It first recognizes that the United States is and has been for 2+ centuries now a Pacific nation and has long-standing and enduring cultural, historic, economic, strategic, and people-to-people connections with the Pacific Islands based on shared values, cultural histories, common interests, and a commitment to fostering mutual understanding and cooperation. It acknowledges that the United States should support the vision, values, and objectives of the Pacific Islands. This bill requires the President to develop a strategy for Pacific partnership that will set the goals for United States engagement with the Pacific Islands, assess the threats and pressures to the region and a plan to address such threats, and analyze the needs and goals of the Pacific Islands in the context of the national interests of the United States. Critically, our bill requires the strategy to be developed in full consultation with the governments of the Pacific Island countries and their multilateral organizations, ensuring that the United States supports the priorities of, by, and for the Pacific itself, and not of other countries who may be pursuing inconsistent priorities. Our bill also extends diplomatic courtesies and traditional protocols to the Pacific Islands Forum, the primary multilateral organization of the region. The Pacific Islands Forum engages in critical consensus-building work and just held its 53rd leaders meeting in Tonga 2 weeks ago, at which Deputy Secretary of State Kurt Campbell led the United States delegation. The extension of such diplomatic courtesies will foster creation of a Pacific Islands Forum mission to the United States, which will strengthen the collective voice of the Pacific internationally in opposition to other attempts to divide and isolate the Pacific Islands, and further expand our relationship and collaboration on strategic matters of mutual interest. And finally, as has been noted, our bill requires increased collaboration with our partners and allies in the region, including Australia, Japan, New Zealand, and more, ensuring the most efficient and effective use of limited resources and programs. This is critical, as we are much stronger when we do this important work in coordination with our allies and partners. I urge my colleagues to join me in supporting the passage of the Pacific Partnership Act, and I yield back.